Hello again, I am still pondering. I was rather tempted to only come back once I gathered enough dimensional cores for the next gather space. But it's going to take quite a long while. And it is dreadfully boring. Plus, we have a whole lot of new discoveries. And on my way to gaining even this many dimensional cores, I kinda dabbled a little bit. And now we have extracting dark thistle and extracting sigils. So now we are able to get some tempered essence, which is all well and good. The only problem is that this is now the slowest thing that we can make. And I also have this expansion potion, which I am currently experimenting with, because it gives a whole lot of spatial resources, but brewing it takes dimensional cores. So what I've been doing for the past about 2 or 3 hours is just going back to alchemy level 1, brewing a couple of these with minimum cost, and then just using them and seeing how much it affects my dimensional core gain. Because still I am unable to craft enough of these to be worth it, no matter how many bonuses I tack on. So the only thing I can do, I'm gonna show it. We are on the right slot. So I got this whirling sorcery with strong. So I start with that, leave it going for a little while to accumulate some magic affinity emblems, because that increases cantrip spell power. This loadout is all about supercharging the dance expansion. And it might even... okay, need to go back down one. That's nice. And then I eat a dimensional durian, because that increases all spatial. And then use all of these. And I can comfortably get about 30,000 dimensional cores in a single cast. Of course, this setup has quite a hefty cooldown, but still gaining that many in about once every 1.5 to 2 minutes is actually very nice. And over time I also just gathered a whole lot of treasures. Let's use them to get some permanent bonuses out of the way. Got this lodestone, gives permanent artifact capacity, that is very nice. I also don't know what governs the XP that they gain, because if you look at my fruits, the continuous coconut gains 143, the frugal fig gains 138, got some power pairs, that's 138, so I really don't know what is doing the amount of XP. I think we should be starting with power pair. I got 3, that should be enough to level it up, which would increase the power of all the fruits, except these ones. Or maybe the fruit power here is actually the XP that you gain from it. I don't know. So we eat one, gives a little bit of XP. Oh, and it's barely not enough. Well, good thing I have 3. Okay, and now we wait for the toxicity to go down. You might notice I also bought a little extra. Where is it? Got greater metabolism for greater toxicity capacity. And the main impetus for that was that these expansion elixirs are costing 8, and I had 14 originally, so I couldn't use this and the dimensional durian at the same time. These two together don't actually give as much as you would believe. I also disassembled some things to turn it into one more fruit tree, And I have been farming fruits ever since. Oh, another coconut. Nice. Now let's eat the lodestone, or whatever you do to consume these 4 effects. And we got 2 casting gems. Gives permanent spell capacity and bonus levels to everything casting related, which is spell power. That's very good. We do want some of that. Oh, threads of growth. Wait, this has 5. And I have an inventory cap of 4. Huh. Interesting. And of course, just peeling bark every once in a while. Ooh, Scroll of Excellence. Greater effect scaling. Now what should I put this on? Something that would be immediately useful. That doesn't have it already, of course. I'm probably gonna put it on tinkering. This helps me with the tempered resources. I've been slowly trying to work my way to maybe needing less than 70 million. By the way, you might have noticed I also switched the number display to compact numbers. I don't know, we are at the point where there are many zeros and my brain actually just likes this way. It's very easy to. A basically means 1000 and the number is how many times the 1000. So A2 is a million, A1 is 1000, and so on and so forth. I don't know. I think it just helps me see the magnitude of things. Like the jump between A5 and A6 is 1000-fold. It's just easier to see, especially with the way I've been playing with the reserve levels. Some of these drains are just no joke, let me tell you that. Oh yeah, and I also put 1 free upgrade on the tempered, just to get a little more resource quality and gained. And the tempered capacity also helps. That basically allows me to always have a refined tempered, because I do get +2 from one of these other upgrades, forgot which one. Oh, Chemical Mastery, +3, or capacity. So 3 +2 over there. Okay, what's going on? Ah. Forgot to decrease druidry. Well, okay. And now we need to put the reserve down, because the Transfigured Drain is in turn eating all my skills. I also put Transfigure on repeating, because when you echo cast something with the drain cost, the echo does not actually have the drain. You see, now it says 0 drain. So I think this is the most efficient way of using Transfigure. So that is what we are going with currently. And of course I bought 1 round of good luck, which turned into cascading luck. So now I have a higher chance of triggering both crits and echoes. First it was compounding luck, and then it got into cascading luck. I think I'm going to stop there. These luck stats are percent based. Okay, now it is slightly better. Going back to this while we wait. Toxicity is dropping. That's nice. Okay, let's eat one more power pear and see if anything changes with the other fruits. Because logically it should do something. I just keep trying to press Alt to show the full bonuses. And it does not do a thing. Well, maybe. These are not affected because they are relics. I don't know. But they are displayed here with the fruit power. That is why I was guessing. Well, and now we need even more. Okay, and the XP gain went up. Maybe that is what the power pear does with these kinds of fruits. Let's eat one more frugal fig. Lower cost for everything. Very nice. And get one of these casting gems. It would be so nice if it could trigger. Wait, can it even trigger the item replenishment? So it's basically free. Gets you a new one. Of course, that one that you gain does not cascade into more, but still, one free is one free, you know. And now we need to wait. Actually, I thought I was doing myself a favor by getting another fruit tree, but the thing is that recovery is sequential, so it only recovers one at a time, and then it goes into growing. Then it is actually done growing by the time the second one is done recovering. So I'm kinda always cycling two, no matter what. Not sure if I like this setup actually. But we're going to keep it just for a while. And the second casting gem. Oh, look at that. I got a refund. So now I get to do it again. Which means a free level. Very nice. And now I got 2 whole more spare capacity. That is close to be playing around a little bit. And let's say, put the reserve back up. Cause that still increases cantrip power. And that maximum, okay, that is too much cost. Of course, triggering Industrial decreases conjuration cost, which this expansion is. But to slightly above half. Maybe I can use it at max reserve. Almost looks like it. Let's take a try. Start with whirling again. And once we have about 5 stacks of magic affinity, doesn't really fill up with toggle spells. Probably need a channel for that, but anyway. Then amass power. That quickly gives these emblems. And... it's barely too much. Okay, so back down. I didn't need to cast this. But you see, I completely feel everything. And then gain a minuscule amount of dimensional cores. I can work with this. It's just very, very slow. Oh, and wait, it was 147, now it's 145. Okay, something is changing your XP gain, and I don't know what. Well, that's interesting. In the meantime, though, I do got some stuff to unlock. So let's get started with those. Ooh, what are these? Power Strike. I have everything needed for it. A short burst of incredible strength and speed. For 2 seconds. Wow, that really is a short burst. Wow, that's some extreme harvest and crafting power. And speed, huh? The harvest power is more or less independent from the actual stats of the thing that you're harvesting, I think. And I do have the speed stat to push the harvest down to a second. Interesting. What's this? Thunderclap. That's a storm spell. And conjuration. Needs 2 levels of storm. Generates a blast of energetic resources. Requires casting other spells to recharge Thunderclap. Recharges with 8 casts. Which it looks like is affected by the cost. So it should be 4 normally, okay? And gives some energetic resources. Well, here's the thing. I already got all of that covered. So don't really need these anymore. And gives a little bit of static. But it falls off so very quickly. And what's this? Undergrowth. Druidic and Arcane. Expand space more effectively over time. Oh, look at that. Looks like this is what I need. Got 2 stocks. For 18 seconds. Massively increased spatial resources gained. And gives nature affinity emblems. Which increase natural plant yield. And speeds up plant growth speed. Well, okay. I wasn't really thinking about putting points into Arcane anymore. But this spell, and it uses Arcanum for a cost. Well, it sucks that I'm not gonna be able to manipulate it. Plus the cooldown is rather oppressive. But I do like the extra spatial resources. I have a feeling we're gonna be doing dimensional cores for quite a while. On the other hand, this is a lot of crafting power. Maybe that might even make dimensional cores worth it. Well, I don't know. Let's go to the alchemy loadout actually. That increases. Okay, 252. Okay, well, not too much of a bonus spell length that I can achieve here. Druidic Corporeal Charm. I can put strong on this and replace Druidic with primary. Yeah, as much as I don't like picking suboptimal spells, I think what I need desperately here is Undergrowth. We're gonna find a way to slot it in. Just a round of leveling. Very nice. And I think I had another glyph. Just gonna need this loadout. Just to have a little fun. Oh wait. Ah, I see. That's one magnitude above. Well, okay, ignore all that. And I can't even get wisdom. Maybe one. And another. Okay, that's about as much as I can milk from my level of knowledge at present. Just grab all the storm-based stuff whenever the spark is high. Just keep going with arcane reserves and some infuse arcanum. Basically, free XP points. Okay, one more coconut for level up. Oh, and we got a free one again. Very nice. And when you get a free one, you also remove all the toxicity you would have gained from it. And this means one more level up. Okay, 5% base fruit duration goes from 11.5 to 12.4. Okay, that's nice. I can work with this. Now, I kinda wanna put an advancement scroll on something in here. Probably the Conjurator. And maybe one on Wisdom. Oh yeah, definitely on the Wisdom. Some extra free levels are gonna do wonders. So we had a concept as well. Let's contemplate on this. What do we got? Study nature again. Study occultic. Oh yes. We are taking every opportunity to get witchy with it. Study speed. That is still only for harvesting. Nope. Occultic it is. Whoa, would need 25 in scholar. And it is draining occult essence, naturally. Well, whatever. I need it. Maybe just keep it at a low level. Like so. I don't even feel the drain. So we can keep this going. Maybe buy a mentality here. And since we're here, just farm a little bit of Scholar XP. Grab whatever we can. I think studying is worth the more in terms of what we gain. But all of these are just XP and mastery rates. You know, maybe now is time I get into optimization. Remove the essence drain. Okay, let's see, it is good enough. I'm not really saving up for anything in here. But maybe I should. Okay, slowly gonna get full on dimensional durians again. And then we can start eating and chugging again. Oh, another lodestone. Very nice. Still not enough for a level up. But I'll take it. Awesome. You know what? Let's just use a thread of growth. That's gonna speed up all these plots significantly. And just get these going. Oh, god damn it. I keep forgetting. And that lower reserve level, it doesn't even do all that much. Yeah, the conversion rate is really not the best. Even with the echo cast, which is not even the best on this loadout. I'm probably gonna change it up a little bit. But first let's wait for the Purify Orb to run its course. Okay, we're gonna be good on control for a little while. Six minutes, yikes. Yeah, it's the gathering. Okay, at least this way it will be over soon enough. So now we go back to this Emblem of Formation, 2 repeating constructs and the recharge. The awesome thing about these kinds of spells, after every spell cast they do something. Echo cast actually counts as a regular spell cast. Of course you're not seeing it now, because I don't have it up yet. And I have the ambiator running in the background. Okay, now look at this. I'm just making resources. The one thing I do not actually know is when you have negative production because of a drain. Does this actually splash you negative and destroy stuff even further? Who can say? Now get this back. We're almost back to having very low control. But now we get the skill to sustain it. This is the kind of back and forth that I've been doing for the past couple hours. Didn't wanna show you guys, because I do understand how this would be boring. And we got the echo cast again. I like those. Just good opportunities to grab a couple alchemy upgrades. Okay. Right now we are doing pretty okay. I probably should start brewing the expansion again. I was up to level 7. So for that, just remove everything so there isn't any drain. And then we go back down to level 8. This takes 18.2 dimensional cores per second. And I can stack this up to 5. So that's 158 seconds times 26.7. So it does have a little bit of drain, but what we are going to gain back is more than gonna cover it, so it's okay. And I usually just let this run until I get 4 stacks. And then remove this. And I use all of these up and then move up a level. That is how I've been playing it. Now we can learn something new about alchemy. If I cared enough, I would probably slot in an enchant essence or 2. So I wouldn't take that many alchemic scrolls. Unfortunately, I don't care all that much. I actually can supercharge my alchemic scroll crafting, so all is well. So what do we get? Transmute space. I'm good on space, thank you. Oh, what's this? Deconstructor's salve. Careful when drinking this vial, as its contents can have a corrosive-like property when handled wrong. In other words, it's acid. What does it do? Oh, essence splash per second. Increased base essence resource rate. Refills essence. Huh. Interesting. And brewing it only takes water. A massive amount of water, but only water nonetheless. This could help very much if I put in a loadout that is purely for essence. I could just keep gaining these. That sounds very enticing. And what's this? Extract alchemic scrolls. Eats alchemic scrolls. Gives alchemical and tempered capacity. Yeah, the existence of this thing really makes me think that there is a way to completely automate both thaumic and alchemic scroll creation. Otherwise, why would you put a drain on this? Well, as things stand, I do have Extract Sigil, which in my opinion is superior. I do have enough alchemical capacity for everything. So out of these 3, it has to be the Deconstructor's salve. And now we jump a magnitude again. Needs 4 more levels of alchemy. Not sure about that. Do you think there can be an enchantment for brewing? That might be pretty dope. You know what? Just take 1 off. And I can start refining occultic. We're gonna need a lot of that. And sure, what the hell, need the mastery. Let's put in a water too. And I think we're good. Don't really want to have too much drain. Otherwise I lose my train of thought. And then suddenly, I am zeroed out on a resource. And don't remember what I was doing. This way works. And finally, we got an artifact here. Don't even need to go into power savings mode for this. But I kinda wanna. And doesn't even save me all that much. But still, what's it gonna be? Ooh, another rune. Thaumic rune. Magnifies and improves the wizard's equipment and abilities. Extra wizardly levels. Extra conductor and thaumic power. And the ambiator is both. Interesting. So it should get both of these. Are they additive or multiplicative? So how do they apply? At the same time or one after the other? I do not know, but it is enticing. Ooh, Space Cloak. Gives extra spatial resource gain and quality and more resource cap. Okay, this could take care of some of my immediate troubles. But is it worth a slot though? I'm beginning to think that not really. Also have a voltaic staff. Gives energetic resources after a crit cast. Interesting. Yeah, you probably can't just do a full crit run, or you pick nothing but these. I might try that one time. Okay, let's get the rune. This looks very nice, but still. It's a rune. I need to take it. Okay, this is achievable capacity-wise with the cube. I just need to start harvesting force bark. Something for a later time, perhaps? Okay, and of course every time I go to this loadout, the dimensional rune gives extra bonus levels, which influences all the caps, and that's why there's a jump every time. I also have a couple of upgrades still. I can put it up to something, and I have a lot more capacity. I already kinda logged myself into having a whole lot of amulets at the very beginning of the game. And the thing is, upgrading runic does not actually give me additional runic capacity, so wouldn't help me all that much. Except these are basic runes and they're only taking 2, so just 1 level would be enough, I think. And it gives a little bit of charm power. Sure, why not? I do still have a free upgrade. Gonna toss it on whatever. So now we have all of these going. And I actually have the mana capacity to use this little baby. Alright. Takes a little time still. Okay, now check this. Gonna start with whirling. Probably easier to start on another loadout that is specifically meant to rack up magic affinities. Maybe sometime later. So wait until about 20 seconds. Then drink this. and eat this. And then start on all the others. Wait for the emblems. See, it's only 55,000. Does not actually give all that much. As opposed to all that it is advertising here. Like 1,000%. And almost double the total. I think at this point the numbers are just too big to make sense. At least to my smooth little brain. Okay, let's grab Refine the Alchemy. Maybe there's gonna be something in here that helps us. Discover Elementia is one of those things that are going to be secondary. Just need to constantly make Occult Essence to maybe someday get there. Also need to take maybe about a day of dedicated Tempered Essence creation. Okay, now we're done with this. Very good. Quick look around. I'm a little afraid of gaining Imbue Dimensional, even though it would help everything. It's just with my hard-earned Dimensional cores, you know. We can grow alchemical herbs here. Unlocks the Dreamberry, which is yet another resource. And it needs about triple the verdant capacity that I have. And awful amount of Tempered Essence. So that is one more long-term plan. And the only good thing is I actually was playing around with resource quality a little bit. I can kinda push this 70 down to about 56. So not all is lost, really. Now we can give another dimensional rune into here. Okay, little extra power everywhere. And more dimension bonus levels. Okay, so that is not 20% per level. That's still respectable, I think. Okay, I think the next big thing that I want to grab here is Book of Hexes. To make magic books. Boost hex generation. That would go with Occult Essence very well. And so, now we're just gonna have to keep doing the thing that I have been doing. Let's do one more round, and then I'm gonna end the episode here, because not much is going to happen in the foreseeable future. I probably should just max out all the attributes that I have. Maybe then something new will happen. And this also increases resource quality, so you can see it's down to 58. And I think I can improve it even further. And that's the fun part. When Dance Expansion happens to get an echo cast. Look at the echo rate, 28.5%. And that echo can also echo, because I do have increased luck. All in all, very nice, but extremely time consuming. And it's still better than if I were to try to craft. You know what? I can also show you that. Actually get to the crafting loadout. Not much more I can gain from this. Except maybe buying another upgrade for amulets. For one more level of agility. Maybe? I can hit the recharge here. Accelerated. Oh, that's base resource rate. Okay, never mind then. And this takes 4 seconds. Oh, the first time I tried it was like 30. Very nice. So we should do the same with the expansion and the durian. Takes 16. I have that, okay. Drink. Oh. I miscalculated. And whatever. 448. Okay, so I can make a couple thousand. That still takes much more occult essence that I can make in that time, so I'm going to just be casting Dance expansion for a day or two. Well, in that case, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.